The metallic clang of a wrench smacking concrete echoed through my garage, and right then I knew this wasn't going to be just another Friday in suburbia. I was elbow deep in motor oil fixing up my old Mustang when all hell broke loose outside. There she was, HOA Karen, charging down the street, leading her personal mob screaming for backup, like she was casting a B movie. "Where are the police? Arrest him!" she shrieked, finger trembling and mascara practically melting down her face. If you'd told me I'd spend the afternoon as the villain in Karen Blakemore's HOA horror show, I would have laughed until I saw the squad cars roaring up red and blue lights, lighting the place up like a cheap action flick. But here's the thing, in the shadows someone big was watching. A special guest with enough power to make the whole state hold its breath. And Karen, for all her drama, had no idea that the trap she'd set was about to snap shut right on her perfectly manicured fingers. That day was going to be the last time anyone mistook her for royalty in this little kingdom. Now back up a sec. 3 hours earlier, I was just another guy in his garage. The place smelled like gasoline and hope. I'd spent months restoring a black limousine, a real beast, armored up full of secret tech, the sort of ride that could stop bullets and jam cell signals for blocks. The client was government mysterious, punctual, powerful. He said, "Not a soul can know about this." 3 p.m. sharp Friday. No room for error, no room for neighborhood drama. But of course, Karen sniffed out drama like a bloodhound. She'd been HOA president for 8 years, ruling Willowbrook Estates with an iron clipboard. This was the kind of neighborhood where grass got measured in millimeters and mailbox colors needed a stamp of approval. Karen lived in the biggest house right on Maple Ridge Drive, her marble columns announcing to the world she was queen of the cul-de-sac. Her daily routine, march around camera in hand, ready to snap a photo of your Halloween pumpkins if they were one day late. She made HOA management a full-time career, and she'd picked me as her next target, probably because I didn't bow and scrape. It all started 6 weeks ago when I took the government contract. "That smell of motor oil is killing our property values," she'd said, standing in my driveway in some designer yoga getup like she was waiting for paparazzi. She wouldn't listen, didn't care that I had all the permits, that this was a legit hobby. She just wanted a scalp. Emily, my wife, kept telling me Karen would get bored and move on, but she didn't see the way this was eating at me. I was walking a tightrope, one foot in classified projects, the other in a minefield of suburban politics. Max, our 12-year-old, he just wanted to know about bulletproof glass and secret gadgets. "Why can't you just tell her you're fixing cars for important people, Dad?" He'd asked, big brown eyes, all earnest. If only it was that simple, right? But secrets are heavy, especially when the person gunning for you plays dirty. Over the next weeks, Karen escalated. Snide comments turned into violation notices. Then the big one, a formal ultimatum: 48 hours to clean out that garage or I'll shut you down permanently. She said it in front of 2 board members, eyes cold as ice. She believed her paperwork could end anything, believed she could run my family out with the stroke of a pen. She didn't count on us fighting back. Here's where it twists. The night before the showdown, Emily went full research mode. She cross-checked every code Karen cited, found out half of them didn't even exist anymore. Max, the little documentarian, had filmed Karen and her city planning observer, Marcus Webb, plotting strategy in the driveway. The man wasn't even legit. When I pressed him for credentials, he fumbled. And when I checked county records that night, I found way more than I bargained for: missing HOA funds, shell companies, and Karen signing checks to a firm owned by the wife of County Commissioner Davidson, a guy neck deep in shady development deals. Suddenly it wasn't about my garage. This was about power money and a casino land grab. Karen was using the HOA to drive down property values so her pals could buy cheap and sell high. And they needed me gone before I connected the dots. That's when our neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, a 72-year-old retired librarian with nerves of steel, knocked on our door, clutching a USB drive. You need to hear what Karen said when she thought nobody was listening. Turns out she'd recorded an emergency HOA meeting where Karen admitted the garage was just an excuse they wanted us out before I asked questions about their casino project. We had the goods. Emily fired up a live stream, posted documents, and soon hundreds of neighbors were watching. People shared stories about Karen, how she bullied anyone who stood in her way. By the next morning, our little Facebook page had gone viral. Friday afternoon showtime. Karen called an emergency HOA meeting, packed the room, and started her PowerPoint show about my dangerous garage. She cited bogus laws, misquoted state codes, and waved around photos like she was on daytime TV. I stood up calm as I could and asked her to name the exact law I was breaking. She couldn't. The crowd started murmuring. Mrs. Patterson piped up, "Where's the $200,000 missing from the HOA fund, Karen?" The room froze. Suddenly, it wasn't about me. It was about Karen, and everyone wanted answers. When she couldn't provide them, people started leaving furious. As if on cue, Karen stormed out, whipped out her phone, and called 911, claiming there was a terrorist operation in my garage. She needed a SWAT team, she said. Total insanity. Minutes later, 6 squad cars and a SWAT van lit up my street. Karen stood at the end of my driveway, barking orders. The neighbors, now an audience of thousands online, watched the whole mess unfold. Officer Mitchell, leading the charge, asked for details. Karen stumbled, contradicting herself, but protocol said they had to check it out. Right as things reached a fever pitch, a black limousine rolled up. My mysterious client had arrived early, and with him the governor of Virginia himself. Governor Hayes stepped out, surveyed the circus, and shut it all down with a word. "This is a classified state vehicle maintenance facility. I trust you're not planning to arrest me for retrieving state property." You could have heard a pin drop. The SWAT team backed off. Karen looked like she was about to faint. That's when I handed the governor all the evidence, the audio files, financial records, Max's enhanced footage. Governor Hayes took one look and called in the feds. Within hours, Davidson was in cuffs. Marcus Webb confessed to everything, impersonating officials, bribery, intimidation. Karen was read her rights on my driveway, live for the world to see. 3 months later, Karen walked out of federal court in an orange jumpsuit, sentenced to 7 years for conspiracy, embezzlement, and filing false police reports. Davidson's political career over. The stolen HOA funds returned, the community rebuilt. Emily's Garage Under Siege page became a hub for whistleblowers, and new laws were passed to prevent this kind of abuse. Max became a local legend, his documentary shown in schools, proof that even a kid with a camera can change the world. And me, I opened the Ross Automotive Academy, teaching young folks skills no bully can take away. Funny thing, Karen thought one little guy in a garage could never stand up to her power. She forgot the only thing stronger than fear is the truth, and a community that refuses to back down. So here's my question. What would you do if Karen targeted your home? Would you fight or pack up and walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the only thing worse than corruption is staying silent. If you believe in standing up for justice, hit that subscribe. Share your stories. And stick around, because there's always another ride just around the corner.